Hello everyone, this is Beastly Eel here, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about the latest episode of Moon Knight. So for those of you who have not seen the episode, please pause the video, watch it, and then come on back, because there will be spoilers ahead. A lot happened in this episode, a lot of information was given, just a lot of stuff. So anyway, the episode starts where the last episode began. This episode starts where the last episode began. Sorry, I messed that up completely. But anyway, so Mark is running around Egypt looking for somebody. He's chasing this guy, jumping through everything, trying to hunt down this guy, and turns out these men of Harrow killed the guy he was looking for. And he goes to attack them, and they try to kill him. And Steven's like, "No, don't do it, don't do it, it'll be bad." And, he goes blank for a second and wakes up. And Steven took him in a taxi cab and got him out, tried to get him on a plane out of there. He gets up. He gets out of the cab, runs after these two guys, the two that remain, by the way, and then he lost control, woke up again. One of them was dead, and the other one was alive, but too scared to move. And Concho basically says, "Hold him over the ledge, he'll talk." And he does so, and the guy cuts the scarf, falls to his death. So Mark and Steven get into a fight, and neither one of them claims to have done what happened, because clearly somebody died, and neither one of them are claiming to have done it, which is odd. The episode, in the very beginning of the episode, I should say, sorry, I skipped a part, I'm sorry. Layla gets fake credentials, goes into Cairo, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, he meets up with Layla, whether he wanted to or not. But before that, he gets summoned. Dun, dun, dun. So Khonshu decides that there was one other way of getting what they needed. So Khonshu makes it to be nightfall. It's kind of, sort of. He kind of makes it in a lunar eclipse when it wasn't allowed to be. So all the avatars get summoned. So all of the Egyptian gods have an avatar. There's 5 of them right now? 6? 5. I'm hating myself for not remembering the number. But right this very second, it does not matter. So each one has their own little avatar, and Khonshu's basically pleading his case, saying that they need to do something because this guy Harrow is going to be resurrecting a tomb, and nobody, and I mean nobody, wants that. And they're all like, "No, he's not going to do that." And he's like, "Yeah, he is. Like, what, are you stupid?" So they summoned Harrow in. Harrow and his team were starting to dig up the area to look for a tomb, ironically. Anyway, so he gets summoned in, and he basically tells everyone that Khonshu's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. He abused him, and now he has this new avatar who is broken and unwell, and he talks to himself. And the avatar's ass, Khonshu is basically running his mouth, and he goes to hit him. I want to say it's Ra. It's got to be Ra, because he's the leader. Put him in locked him in, and wanted Mark to speak. And Mark basically says, I'm unwell. I'm not all there. I'm not well. But he's not wrong. Khonshu is correct that this man, and he's like, "Silence!" And they decided that Harrow was innocent, and that there was no reason to charge him, and that if Khonshu did anything like that to interfere with man again, he will be trapped in stone forever. So he leaves. But the goddess that Khonshu used to be friendly with, friendly means they were in a relationship, I imagine. They're Egyptian gods. They had to have had, relations. But anyway, she tells him the secret to get the information in a different way, to go look for this particular sarcophagus, and that the black market will lead the way. and she leaves. So he leaves, he bumps into Layla, isn't that fun? She has information on this particular sarcophagus. Of course she does, because why not? But apparently they're all part of the black market. You know, Egyptian stuff. Everyone loves it. So they go looking for this particular guy who owns the sarcophagus. And I'm going to take a wild guess. I don't know this for a fact, but I think Layla and him used to be buddy-buddy. Very buddy-buddy, if you understand my drift. And they get free access to look at this tomb, the sarcophagus. And this guy is not a big fan of Mark. Most people aren't, apparently, I guess. I don't know. I don't see a problem with him yet. Anyway, so they need Steven to figure out how to figure out the map, basically. So there's these bunch of different cloths that are on the sarcophagus, specifically the mummy. I shouldn't say the sarcophagus. They're inside the sarcophagus. And he starts folding it up. And things start to get cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs at this point. Now they start getting into a fight. It turns into a big how to do. Harrow shows up. It's just a mess, right? So Steven kind of backs down. I mean, not Steven, sorry, Mark. You know, we go back and forth. Doesn't matter. But Mark gives up for a second. And Harrow basically states to the guy, I'll give you the true fortune and prove to you that I have powers. Does a little magic trick, destroys the cloth inside the sarcophagus, and does damage to the sarcophagus with his power. And that's when Mark snaps, goes full-on Moon Knight, and starts beating people up. Now, I say Mark, I'll get to that at the end of the video. Not positive, it's Mark. Spoiler alert. Not really a spoiler alert, we don't know it for a fact. But anyway, he goes ham, starts beating people up, goes boom, 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 boom. Layla's face and the head of security. She kills him. Fun fact. So Mark is fighting, or somebody's fighting in the Moon Knight costume, and then Steven takes over. And Steven gets stabbed a bunch of times. Steven's like, never mind, Mark, you can have it. And Mark breaks free, does a lot of damage. And I think, not positive, but I think he kills the guy that Layla was conversing with. But he throws one of his, moon things at him. And now they take all of the pieces, go into this remote area into the desert to look at the night sky to see if they can figure out how to find the tomb. So Mark and Layla are trying to figure this out. And they can't figure it out. She basically says, you need to give it to Steven. Steven will know how to do this. And he's skeptical. Khonshu's like, don't do it. He's an idiot. And so he breaks off a mirror, talks to Steven, lets him in. And Steven figures it out. So the issue is, it shows a constellation. But the big thing is, Steven knows that Layla doesn't. She starts doing a map of figuring out where that constellation is. And he goes, no, it's not going to help. He goes, because it's not the date that it happened. So the stars move as time goes on. So the night sky today isn't the same as when the tomb was created. So Khonshu and Steven? Yeah, Khonshu and Steven. I had to think about it because it was the suit. It was like the actual suit, like button-up suit. And Steven and him brought this night sky back to the night it happened, and they pinpointed the location. Now, as this is going on, the other avatars trap Khonshu into stone, where he will stay for eternity, or until somebody breaks him out. We know he's going to get broken out, so if you didn't know, now you know. And Harrow comes in and explains to the lead avatar, which I think, again, is Ra, but not positive, talks about how I was right about Khonshu all along, and, he needs to be punished, blah, blah, blah. And then he has to speak to Khonshu alone, and explains to Khonshu that, hey, thanks to you, I'm going to do what I should have done to begin with. And thank you. Come again. And that is the end of the episode. So, there is no more avatar of Khonshu because Khonshu is locked in stone. There is the potential of 3 personalities inside of Moon Knight, which is not unheard of. There has been 3 in the past in the comics. So we know of Mark and Steven, Mark being the more, as weird as this sounds, Mark is kind of the sane one, in the sense of the original body owner. Steven is the good, and this other guy is the bad. And why I say bad is he's the one who's not afraid to rip somebody's head off if you need be. Now that's my guess if they're going to follow the comics. I could be wrong, thinking I'm not. Now, Beastly Eel, what's going to happen? Moon Knight has no powers. How is it going to end? Plot twist. Mark or Steven or the other guy break Khonshu out, take the power, go and fight Atum, and it's going to be a bloodbath. Might have to fight other avatars to get Khonshu, which would be kind of cool. Or there is going to be some sort of trial that Mark has to go through. I say Mark, the body of Moon Knight, has to go through to actually release Khonshu, which would be cool to see. There's still 3 episodes. This is only the halfway mark. I mean, Harrow hasn't found the tomb yet. I mean, he's in the right area, but that does not mean he's found the tomb yet. Mark also is the body that is Moon Knight has been knocked out since Khonshu has been removed from his body. Now, he is the god of resurrection, so there is the potential that Mark, the body, might not wake up. We'll have to wait and see on that. But overall, I mean, I personally loved this episode. There was a lot going on. We got introduced to the gods. We got introduced to a possible new personality. And we figured out why Khonshu's kind of a dick. All of the above. So that being said, let me know what you guys thought about this episode in the comments below. I personally enjoyed it. But who knows? You guys might have a different opinion. That being said, if you like the content you see, please like and subscribe below. Other than that, this is going to be Beastly Eel signing out. Have a great day.